Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 7th stream of Starfield. Coming at you with some more adventures from the frontier. I am your host, Iron Dragon. Quick reminder for those who are new to the channel: if you like what you see, don't forget to click on that like button. And consider smashing the subscribe button too, so you can stay notified of any new streams. Anyway, when last we left off, we had finished a lot of the terrormorph questline, but we still have a little bit to go in that. So we're going to finish that off. We're probably going to start another questline, and I want to feature 2 or 3 new ships that I put together just to display the versatility of the Starship creator. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the 2 of these ships I put together specifically because of Dyruger, who's been supporting me by watching almost every stream that I've done. So these are for him. And I'll probably be doing this, maybe not every stream, but every week, maybe, having 2 or 3 new designs. Because doing a new ship every single stream means a lot of late nights for me, because I still work a regular job during the day and do the streams at night, and then I have to stay up late to put together a new ship, which sometimes is not a problem because of my insomnia. Sometimes it is a problem. So it's probably something I'm going to do maybe every week. I'll feature 2 or 3 new designs. First off, now from the ground you may not recognize this big mustard yellow thing. I'm going to take a quick walk around the outside. Plenty of cargo under here. You can't really do fins in this game, but you notice it's got fins, kind of. And it might become a little bit more obvious.
Hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most sleep.
Let's go inside and take a look around too.
Should I warm up the engine?
And then if it's not obvious by then, well, we'll see. Storage area back at the back. And then as we move forward, this is one of the living areas for the crew, complete with the galley over there. And these are the bunks for the crew. It only supports a crew of 5 people. You notice that big open front deck, right? Looks just perfect for a fighter to launch out of. Hint, hint. Of course, I don't have Of course, in this case, it's not carrying a fighter, but that's what that deck would be for. This is just a massive storage area. More viewports at the back, just because I could. One on each side. And if you drop down the ladder on this side, you're in the science lab with my research computer and my pharmaceutical lab. Oh, if you think this one barely fits on the pad. But yeah, you are limited in the maximum size you can build. And if you drop down this ladder...
What's next on the agenda?
My engineering space. Industrial workbench, weapon workbench, and spacesuit workbench. So everything I need is in here. I have all the workbenches I really need. Then if we come forward and up this one, my big 5-person bridge up at the front. You know what? Maybe if I do a takeoff so you can get a better look at the thing, you'll figure out what he is.
Escape trajectory plotted. We're locking into orbit now.
Actually, I can change camera angles here too. Hopefully by now, Dyruber, hopefully now you're thinking, wow, that looks kind of like the Bebop, because it is. You can pick your jaw up off the floor now.
Painful memories or not, it's good to be home.
Hey, need some work done? Sure, have at it.
There you go. And if I really wanted to, because of the way this is designed, because this is just a big storage area, if I really wanted to, I could add a couple more habs up here, like a control station, which would increase the crew up to 6, or an armory. But I could add one on each side here. But yeah, it's a Bebop. And like I said, it
Sure,
in
have at
the
it.
obviously in the series it didn't have weapons. Here, you know, it had those crane arms that came off the side. Here I put particle cannons, and back here I used the top of the fins as a place to mount a couple of autocannons. And there's missile launchers hidden away too. So it's got plenty of firepower.
Okay, no problem.
From the same series, I'm probably going to change that. I'm probably going to sell that one or use it as the basis, you know, strip it of parts and build a new ship. The Razor Leaf I'm going to keep just because of its reputation, but I might figure out a way to upgrade it to Class C. There we go. Spike's Swordfish. You remember how he had that big railgun that stuck out in front of the nose? That's what this is for. Although, obviously, I don't have any railguns that size, so the front of it has lasers and missile launchers. And then up here, I've got rapid-firing railguns to simulate the machine guns he had up here. I did set that as my home ship.
Got anything you need to offload? Sure, have at it.
I had to take a little bit of creative license with it. Originally, the design just had these two front landing gear. It didn't have these rear landing gear. but I had to add them because the changes I made to the design added just barely enough weight for it to need more landing gear. It kind of sucks. The difference was like 2 tons. I think you'll notice much smoother performance now, Dairuger. Like I said in Discord, I made the same mistake at first. I was trying to run it off my HDD. So when you come into Spike's ship, you come right into one of my engineering spaces with my weapons workbench and spacesuit workbench. And for some reason, Vasco likes to sit here right in front of the ladder. This is obviously the crew quarters, room for 4 crew, plus their shower. Climb up the next ladder. And in front of me, you get the 3-seat cockpit. You've got a viewport in this window, on this side. The other side is blocked by the shield generator. And this is a control space, which increases the crew to 6. But it's technically a smaller ship.
You are the...
Now, if it's a big ship that barely fits on the pad that you want, I can deliver that too.
You should inspect your ship for heat leeches. Sure, have at it.
Specifically, in Amber Clad from Halo 2. So you notice I've got a in between the 2 prongs, I've got a heavy particle beam, or a railgun hidden away, because that's where the in Amber Clad would have had its MAC gun. Although a MAC gun does a hell of a lot more damage than these things do. Then I've got 4 turreted particle beams, and then tucked away, you can just barely see them there and there. I've got missile launchers tucked away under the wings. But this thing, if I make it my home ship, yeah, turn around and marvel at it. Take a look where the front landing gear is. The front landing gear is only halfway sitting on the ramp. This ship literally hits the size limits. You're allowed 80 meters, which is about 262 feet. This ship is exactly 80 meters from nose to stern. That's an idea. I'll have to check to see if those are if anyone's tried doing one of those. Probably not, because Privateer is such an old game, and most people who are playing Starfield aren't even old enough to remember Privateer. But that might be a good job. The Galaxy is a fun ship. Anyway, you come up into one of those engineering spaces again. All the business is up here on the higher decks. More storage here. Back behind it you have the crew galley. And I assume these are private dining quarters for the officers. Your main cooking galley back here, complete with cold storage. At least I assume that's what it's supposed to be. And a regular cooking station. It's a big 3x2 galley instead of the 2x1 or 3x1 galleys. That's the reason why it's got so much stuff in it. Back behind me, here's our armory and 2 extra berths for security. Then on the far side of that, control station. Then on the far side of that, there's our airlock. And over this way is another storage area. And back here is the captain's private quarters. Then if we go down here, more storage, just because why not? Also because I needed something to fill up a 1x1 space with. And moving forward, here's my engineering workshop with my workbenches. This ladder just leads through a storage area on up to straight to the bridge. Which seats, theoretically, 7 people. From what I understand, Carrie, that doesn't stop anything.
You some kind of an acrobat?
Oh no, I understand. Okay, so let's push on into the game. We've got to go talk to, I still love how the front landing gear hangs off the pad. Anyway, we'll be flying that around for a while just because I want to see how much firepower it really has. Believe it or not, I've never actually flown that one in combat. Yeah, when I was putting that together, and that ship has parts from 4 different manufacturers, meaning I've got to go to multiple spaceports to get the parts I need. But I got lucky and didn't have any enemy encounters when I was flying around getting the parts. Yeah, now you know why I installed the mod, so that I can alter their inventory to include all the parts at a shipbuilder's. Well, I say all the parts except for things like the shielded cargo bays for smuggling stuff. You still have to go to a different starport for that.
Authorized personnel only.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big.
Right.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Don't play dumb.
Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
Because you're the only other person who knew the Lazarus plant could be weaponized.
That's quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a patently untrue statement reached the ears of the cabinet.
You mean they might shoot you?
Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we? You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The terrormorph attacks on Tau City, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
To work on something that long, this seems personal.
Couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terrormorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
You didn't even trust your own people in the UC?
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of terrormorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death, it was the only option that made sense at the time.
It is better that fewer people knew about it.
Precisely. In that moment, I couldn't allow another dangerous variable to be added to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Well, well, well. You know, if this were not a video game, I would say equal parts admiration for being able to manipulate that from in here, but also absolutely disgusting. In real life, I'm like, it's a good thing you're on the other side of bulletproof glass. Or I'd put a few bullets through it. Yep.
Something amiss, Captain? benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
If you're waiting for me to say thank you, we're going to be a well.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terrormorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over. You would help me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down, and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the Cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks.
However, I will say this is exactly what I suspected from him, that he arranged the attacks in order to get the Council to do exactly what they did.
And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war or digging a tram tunnel. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. That seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope you'll see the same and leave my name out of the discussions to come. Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
Authorized personnel only.
Always a
Brenda,
pleasure.
stay here.
Sure, I'm right behind you.
I keep doing that. I keep turning left right after picking her up, but that doesn't go to the elevator, unless the elevator is disguised as a toilet. Which wouldn't surprise me at all coming from any kind of major government. I mean, think about it. What is the best way to keep an elevator hidden? Disguise it as a maintenance room or something like that. Oh, let's quick save here. Like they did in the original version of the Andromeda strain. Remember that? The elevator was actually inside a closet at a
Perfect timing. We just got
agricultural
in.
research station.
So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terrormorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Orlays? Reginald Orlays? He did this? I didn't think he was
He
still
isn't.
alive. You're sure it was him?
You knew Orlays?
Oh yeah. Both worked for UC Defense Research way back when. Different departments, but everyone knew Orlays. Had a mean eye for weapons tech. And a meaner temper. Wasn't exactly a surprise when he fled instead of standing trial after the Colony War. But finding out he's taken up mass murder in the years since, that is a shock. You're sure about this?
Positive.
I don't know much about Orlays, but anyone with a sick mind like that needs to be tried for his crimes, and then dealt with appropriately.
Except that he already killed himself,
That's some
Sarah.
impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlays now? Were you able to bring him in?
I tried, but he took his own life.
I'm sorry to hear that. Those sorts of missions are always tough. Any idea why he might have done it? Or what he was doing with the plant? Another madman justifying butchery. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstances. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were other things we needed to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the terrormorphs.
What kind of risks are there if we decide to bring back the
Asili's aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the terrormorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Asilis, we're at least dealing with known risks.
So both approaches are effective against heat leeches.
They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Asilis seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
Which method of dealing with the terrormorphs?
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in. See if they have a preference.
Let's head in there.
And here we go.
Oh, I agree with her too. And as big as this game is, it would not surprise me at all that if you decided to go with the microbe, that it wouldn't have some consequences further down the line. But then again, either action could have consequences further down the line. The difference is dealing with a known quantity, the Asilis.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the terrormorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
Is that second report from who? I think it's better not to ask that.
My God.
An attack? Using terrormorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orleys commit these attacks, Captain?
Yes, it was Orleys.
That appears to be the case, ma'am. The captain tracked that information down just after our trip to Londinian.
Reginald Orleys? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission, and who ordered it. Did you two suspect at the time Orleys might have been involved in the attacks?
No idea, ma'am. We just thought we were dealing with a known criminal.
Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve. This report contains definitive evidence Orleys triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the Captain and Major Sinan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice. It seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with before he could strike again. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Securing the plant isn't enough. It should be wiped out.
We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
Destroying it and asking the Freestar Collective to help proves the UC has no ill intentions.
Yes, absolutely. The UC has to be as transparent as possible from now on. Otherwise, we could be risking a second colony war.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this occurring again, and further relations between our two factions.
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the collective in the removal process. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the terrormorph, and now also heat leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the terrormorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
I detect sarcasm.
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Deploying the Aseles is the safest route. That's my vote.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terrormorph Management Division. making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam President.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
You'll find out. Let's just say, among other things, it entitles you to a much nicer apartment.
One day, I'm gonna leave New Atlantis for good.
Oh, let's see. Let's speak to Commander Tuala first. I could have turned around and taken the elevator, but this was just about as quick.
Well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain.
Can you tell me about what a Class 1 citizen is?
It's a high honor. Have to do something big for the colonies to earn that sort of designation. Only ever met a couple myself, and certainly never given one orders. You should be real proud.
Thank you, Commander. It's an honor.
No need to thank me. You brought this on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your accounts now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access.
12,000 credits. Where's this realty office?
Just out the front door and across the plaza, by the embassies. Look for the Aphelion sign.
Incredibly generous.
Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terrormorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you?
I've done my duty, Commander. I think I'm going to take some time off from aliens.
Of course. You've earned some R&R. Once you're rested up and ready to head out there again, you come see me.
Frankly, that was more about not adding yet another entry to the list of quests I have to do. Now then.
very soon.
I'm always ready to make a deal. Well, well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen. You've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. Best location in New Atlantis, in my professional opinion.
What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
I'm interested.
Great! You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city. Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district. You'll love the place. It has a gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
Not very often. Because the majority of his time is going to be spent in space. Of course, you get to decorate the apartment yourself. That's the reason why it deposited those building materials in your ship's inventory. And of course, I'm not going to decorate it right now. That'd be sort of silly to do mid-stream. That's the kind of thing you do off-camera. Plus, if he uses the same set of decorations and furniture that your bases use, I might want to put more points into outpost design so I can use some of the other pieces of stuff. Well, here's my giant oversized kitchen. My giant oversized walk-in closet. My giant oversized patio, great view. My other giant walk-in closet. My giant oversized bathroom. My giant oversized bedroom. My giant oversized back patio. My other giant oversized bathroom. My other fairly moderate-sized bedroom. And my laundry room. Ah, joy. Now I get to figure out how I want to decorate all this, but not in this stream. Yeah, more likely it should be. To be fair, yeah. It's a pretty fancy place. Okay, come on, dear. That's one of about 7 or 8 pieces of property you can own in the game. Oh, let's see. Vladimir wanted me to check in on his house. I'm going to try to knock some of these activities off the list before I start another big mission chain. All the way over on Surma, huh? You know what? We're not going to do this right now. Not that quest. Let's find something else.
It's funny. I bet I've spent more time exploring the Martian surface than roaming around Sidonia itself.
Just because the governor's office is right out there on the main level doesn't mean...
There's nothing like seeing an old soul come through.
Hey! Haven't seen you around here before. Did you just move in?
I just dropped by because I heard you needed some help.
Oh, yeah? Word gets around, I guess. Well, if you got a way to get off world, then maybe you can help. I found out recently that my favorite book series, Dragonstar Force, had a very limited initial run. I really want to collect all the first editions, but it's hard for me to get them shipped all the way out here. I already tracked down Volume 1. Could you go buy it and bring it back here for me? I'll pay you back, of course. Plus, extra for your trouble.
What are these Dragonstar Force books about?
They're these old science fiction fantasy books about space and good versus evil and a mysterious magical relic called the Dragonstar. Now, there's this team of heroes who fight space wizards, dragons, demons, and whoever else seeks to take over the galaxy using the Dragonstar.
I'm sure it is.
Well, wow, you're the first person to actually agree to do it. Thanks. Like I said, I'll make it worth it to you. You won't regret it.
Well, on the bright side...
Just saying, we don't know the side.
On the bright side, at least the Dragonstar isn't as cheesy as Far Cry Blood Dragon. Now, Blood Dragon is a deliberate parody of science fiction from the 80s, but they have the but late in the game, you get to control the battle armored dragon assault strike system. Badass. I'm like, did you start with a word and try to work it backwards into an acronym? I believe TV Tropes has a trope for that. It's called a backronym, where they started at the end and worked back towards the beginning.
I never tire of visiting worlds like this.
I don't want to hear any complaints. Keep an eye on your valuables. You can't protect your own.
Yes, what?
As vital as spaceships are to these settled systems, everything would grind to a halt without the Trade Authority. If I am not mistaken, you are new here. I hope you find Hope Town as full of opportunity as the Trade Authority does. A marvelous place, truly laissez-faire. If you have any difficult cargo to unload, I'm happy to oblige.
It's always nice to see the Trade Authority.
Are you? I think we'll be the best of friends and business partners.
I doubt it.
So, do you need anything?
Why are you set up in a bar?
I've never been much for offices or a storefront. But here, people from all over the system come here. A true crossroads.
Let's trade.
I'll take any cargo you want to unload.
Well, let's see if I have any cargo you want to unload. But first... Here, you can have the empty beer bottle. And just to get them out of my inventory. Hey, don't laugh. In Fallout Tactics, you can sell stuff to the quartermaster for Brotherhood script. And at one point, I had a character with a really high barter skill. I managed to convince the quartermaster to buy rocks, $1 a piece. I can only imagine the sales pitch for that. Well, that is true, but that's all you needed. You only needed caps for trading with a very few people. especially if you have a character with a really high stealth and pickpocket skill in that game. It's like, why should I trade with a wasteland dealer when I can just steal them everything in their inventory? Because Fallout Tactics is, in that respect, it's kind of like Oblivion, where if you have a high enough skill in stealth and pickpocket, you can steal their armor while they're wearing it. And I can just imagine that discussion too. It's like, wait a minute, why am I in my underwear? I was in my armor 2 minutes ago. I'm just doing this because, believe it or not, I've never actually seen this ship take off from a planet's surface.
Struts retract. Let's get out of here. Orbital insertion completed.
Come on, let's set up the mission. There we go.
Jump complete. Propulsion restored.
You are entering United Colony space. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. You're cleared to land.
I wonder if the broken spear is still open. It's the only decent place in town to grab a drink.
If it's the only decent place in town to grab a drink, I would be surprised if it wasn't still open.
Updates for you. Sidonia can have a depressing effect on
Sidonia's not so bad. Honest work.
look like you need a hug. I like hugs. Not from strangers.
When I get older, I'm gonna work in the mines, like my dad did. So I can save up and buy my mom a house somewhere nice.
I have waited so long for this book. A little longer won't hurt. Oh, did you find the book, Dragon Star Force Volume 1, The Heroes of the Dragon Star?
Now hold on a second. This one was hard to get.
I don't know.
There's no reason for us to have a problem.
Glad
is
you
there?
understand the position I'm in here. Okay. That's pretty good.
I'm not really asking for all that much.
I guess not. Okay. I guess it's the least I could do for making you go out of your way to find it for me. Hey, I don't need my old non-first edition copy of the book anymore, so you can have it, I guess.
Oh, goody.
Thanks.
9,000 credits and a non-first edition copy of the book. I'm not going to complain too much about 9,000 credits. Let's see what's next on the list. Oh, Percival's here.
But you all are here because you can handle it. So any questions, concerns, anything at all giving you pause, you come see Dr. Walker or I. Little problems left unchecked become big problems. And we fix big problems here, not make them. Now let's get to work. Welcome, everyone.
Pardon? The place is a lot bigger now that they have an actual task force. Or rather, a lot more occupied.
It's a damn shame that it was necessary to reopen this facility. But someone has to deal with the fact that the terrormorphs have resurfaced.
Okay, hello. Interest you in a new assignment? No one else I'd rather have doing it.
I heard you got some work for me.
You heard right. These terrormorph attacks, they caught the UC off guard. UC brass doesn't like that. So, they want us patrolling the front lines of xenological life, ensure we've got intel on any possible new alien threats. Which means, we need someone to track down said aliens, and harvest samples from them. And not just any sample from these animals is gonna do either. We're trying to build a comprehensive picture here, which requires specific cells from specific family lines of some oftentimes unfriendly creatures. But since dealing with unfriendly creatures falls square in your wheelhouse, well, I figured we might be able to recruit you for the task.
What sort of creatures are we talking here?
Pretty much every beast, behemoth, critter, and chimera humanity's run across is on the list. But we can send in-house researchers after the little guys. Your job will be primarily dealing with the, more troublesome species.
Harvesting samples? Am I going to have to kill these creatures? Or give them hand jobs?
This isn't the same sort of harvesting you and Hadrian were doing with the terrormorphs. A little will go a long way here. If you can get close enough to these creatures to harvest from them directly, you should be able to collect what we need without killing them. I checked with Lieutenant Walter before heading out. A good EM weapon could serve you well on these missions. Though, if heavens forbid, There's no viable option other than putting the things down. We're only talking a select few specimens here. These populations will recover.
You can count on me.
Glad to hear it. There is just one additional wrinkle. UC spec'd this as a one-person job, but I convinced them this sort of task merits expert backup. So, if you're interested, they've agreed to let you take Hadrian with you. You'll have to convince her, of course, but I don't think she'll fight you too badly.
You don't need her here?
We could use Hadrian here, absolutely, but we have other scientists. Not a lot of other people can go up against apex predators and come home again and again. You and Hadrian are the right people for this job. I expect she wouldn't mind too badly being out there herself, so pay her a visit before you head out. Now, let's get you the details of your first quarry. Here you go. Head there, find your specimens, and bring those samples back here. I'll have a tech waiting outside to collect them from you. And remember, proximity should be all you need to get your samples. Get close, harvest, and get out before they spot you. Don't let them get the best of you, all right?
I'll talk to her, but I don't intend to take her with me.
Captain, looks like we missed each other back at Mast. Listen, I just wanted to say, I could have never guessed where all this was going to lead. But now, knowing what I do, that my past is less of a closed book than I thought it was. Well, I've just spent a lot of my life in pursuit of the truth. So, you bringing it straight to me, it just means a lot.
Don't mention it. We're friends. Friends look after each
Best
other.
ones certainly do. You know, I was thinking, while we were up on that podium, if I wanted to try and see him again. But I knew the answer before I even finished the phone. I didn't. Because confronting him, what would I have gained from that? From letting him remind me I can never truly be rid of him? Nothing. Now, all I'd be doing is acknowledging that he still has some sway over my life. And while I can't do anything about his role in my past, I'm not about to let him control my future. And thanks to what we've done together, that future is brighter than it has been in a long time. Words can't do justice to how grateful I am for that.
Just glad I was able to help.
Well, I think it's safe to say you succeeded beyond anyone's wildest dreams. It's been an honor, Captain. Good luck out there.
I can recruit her, but she's not really a ship person, and she's not really an outpost person. She's just a good shooter. That's basically what she's there for, is firepower. Okay, I've got that marked, but I want to talk to what's his name about getting an EM weapon, because the one I had I sold off.
Hello.
Yes?
If I can find the guy.
Hey. Howdy.
I am here to support the TMD in whatever capacity it requires.
Never seen a robot with your capabilities before.
Major Sanan is responsible for my creation. The work of the Xeno-warfare team required a vast array of specializations. Field scientists capable of surviving in deadly environs. Soldiers delicate enough to leave dangerous Xeno-life forms subdued, but unharmed. Major Sanan constructed me in an attempt to accomplish all those needs. I believe my field record would show that she was successful. Resuming protocols.
Who's this guy? Yeah, Walter.
Military-grade hardware, at the ready. Don't worry, I'll handle the paperwork.
Mr. My family is useless. Suppressed advanced microgun. Holy crap, look at that magazine. 320 rounds. And what do you want to bet I could modify that to make that magazine even bigger? Shotgun with EM charged shots. No, he doesn't have any weapons that I need. Okay.
I have something for you when you have a moment.
Well, fine, dear. Give it to me.
Important or not, I'm ready to listen. I do? You must have read my mind.
Considering we haven't been
nice
near
talking
any
to you
plants,
again.
where did you get that? So let's go talk to this other person.
Crime's at an all-time low around Sidonia.
Back to the residential section again. To be fair, the quality of life living underground can be just as high as living on the surface. In fact, there is at least
stories and films about demons, ghosts, and other entities.
In fact, there's at least one person on Quora who says we should consider colonizing Mercury.
Do you want to hear the song I just made up? I'm a bunny, you're a bunny, he's a bunny, ha! I'm still working. Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm so bored. My mom and dad said not to talk to people I don't know, so I thought maybe I could talk to you, and then I know you, and I won't be so bored.
Can't argue with that logic. Sure, we can talk. I'm Han.
See? Now we're friends! And my parents can't say I'm not allowed to talk to you. Anyway, what do you want to talk about?
There can't be much for kids to do around
I
here.
like to play with Taye sometimes. We come up with lots of games to play. Sometimes we listen to music or watch shows. But when he's not around, I like to draw. Sometimes I draw things and give them to people since they're so mopey all the time. It makes them smile. Actually, want to help me? I just drew these great pictures of Space Frog, but I can't go out right now. Can you help put them up for me? You will? Thank you, thank you, thank you! People are gonna be so happy. Here's a bunch of copies of the Space Frog drawing I made. You can post them in places where you think people will see them. Thank you so much!
How's it going?
Almost
talking about sticking stuff to the walls, if you want a really fun psychological experiment, something you can do, and of course you need to get permission from your doctor or your dentist or whoever to do this, but you make up a sign that says dry paint and stick it on the wall, and then just sit back and watch how many people touch it to make sure it's actually dry.
The miners pretty much run the lower level.
And then imagine how pissed they'd be if it wasn't dry.
This stuff ain't easy, but it pays the bills.
Yes?
It's not easy. Star Yard and here. While I may technically work it
Okay, one of them's still in the residential section. One of them's over here. Okay, guess not. Guess one of them's down on P2. Anyway, what I was saying about colonizing Mercury, you'd have to go in at one of the poles, because there's craters at the poles where sunlight doesn't touch. That way you don't have to worry about your ship melting down around you. You start at one of the poles and start digging down. And then you put up solar panels facing the sun to provide most of your power. It is doable.
I have a pen pal in New Atlantis. We've never met him.
But you would be living below ground.
Stay safe.
Just space frogs gonna be famous. Maybe Hilly? Hi. Thanks for doing that for me. I wish I could do it myself, but having a friendly adult help me is almost as good.
Anything to help bring a smile to people's
I know,
faces.
right? Last time I did this, lots of people came over to tell me how much they loved it. I only hope these drawings stay up longer this time. Anyways, it's not much, but I got a little something for you as a thank you.
I can now build space frog posters at my outposts. Yay? But I'm not going to argue.
The miners have a secret about
You're
something
gonna find my
they
ship,
call the
right?
Heart of Mars. I overheard one of them talking about it at the
Sure. I've probably got some...
Let's see. Okay, I thought about that.
Yeah, bye.
But that's a nice little quick diversion. And 12 experience points.
You've got to have a sense of humor, or else work and everything else is dull. Ah, didn't think we had any new miners on account of the positions being full up.
Maybe not, but I did help Trevor get that fancy new mining
Ah,
equipment for you.
okay, so that was you, huh? That's great. I was just saying how much better the new stuff is. Works like a dream. Thanks. Anyway, I'm Layla. When I'm not mining, I'm tinkering with Gnome, our unofficial mascot. I fill that computer brain of his with all sorts of nonsense and announcements. Of course, if you're here to chat, I'm always happy to talk shop. Especially if you're interested in talking about the heart of Mars. Oh, so you're interested in the heart of Mars, are you? Word is there's a cave out in the Martian waste with a gleaming node of the purest titanium ore you've ever seen. It's worth quite a lot of credits, but some say the heart of Mars is cursed. Hundreds have gone in search of it, never to return. And every one of them met a grisly fate. Maybe, just maybe, you could be the first to succeed, though. You know, if you think you got what it takes. No judgment if you're too scared.
Why is it called the Heart of Mars?
Because in Roman mythology, Mars was the god of war. His heart is cold, but tough like titanium. One of the miners started calling it that long ago, and the name stuck. Seems fitting enough. I know, cursed rocks and all. I don't know for sure if it's really cursed, but it's probably still dangerous out there, so be careful. I'll give you location of the cave. Good luck. Hey, see you around, I guess.
Might as well while I'm still here on Sidonia.
Allied Army has been the premier supplier of private firearms.
But first...
How's it going? Take your time. Cool. Let's... Come back anytime.
The community center on P1 is a good place to connect with others.
And come over here and talk to this guy.
We got a lot of... Take a look.
Ah, finally someone that has a decent amount of shotgun shells. It is so hard to find that 40mm XPL.
Be safe out there.
The Lux condos aren't anything special. Plenty of people.
If you want something that's worse than the Lux condos, just wait till we get to Neon. Then I can really show you something that's not special. It's only the cheapest house in the entire
Imagine
game.
being marooned on a planet like this. I don't know how you'd survive.
6,500 credits for one of the houses. turn off the flashlight so I'm not blinding people while I walk by them.
Learning to accept the truth of higher power is key.
A friend offered me a nice cushy office.
I bet my supervisor I could haul up double my normal quota. Guess who owes me drinks for the rest of the month? What? Hold on. You're telling me you actually found the heart of Mars? It's supposed to be a harmless prank we send newbies to go find. It's not supposed to actually exist. Yet, here it is. Or at least something resembling the legend. The only way this could happen is if... Damn it! If I gave you the wrong cave coordinates. Well, whatever you found, it's still impressive. You showed me up on this one. Feel free to keep it, since I'd say you earned it.
100 experience points, no credits, and I have something, probably in MISC. Yeah, the heart of Mars, a 10-pound lump of whatever it is.
Hey.
Yeah, but that's not what you're going to get for it. Although, even
time to get
Be
this ship
advised,
moving.
you are entering United Colony space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned. And we're done.
Actually fits on this pad.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not part of any tours.
The local chunks.
It's so cold here. Guess I should have.
The Brown Horse Tavern.
If you need medical attention, see Dr. Lakota. But a word of warning.
Welcome to New Homestead.
This is a boring assignment.
I'm learning so much here.
Hello there. Welcome to the new Homestead Chunks. We've got all your Chunks favorites. Well, almost all of them. Sadly, we're out of the special sauce. I know. But everything else is still that great Chunks food you know and love. So, what can I do for you?
New Homestead's all about authentic living history. What's Chunks doing here?
Well, people gotta eat, you know? But seriously, I think we're just starting to get with the times a little. And I can't think of a better restaurant than Chunks to usher that in. I think corporate just
I'd
saw
rather
New
go to
Homestead as an
McDonald's.
untapped market. Yeah, the locals may not eat it, but the tourists love having a taste of home.
Running out of Chunks special sauce sounds like
If
a
I'm
problem.
completely honest, it is. And people are always saying how this Chunks can't compare to the
And let
real
me
deal.
guess, you want me to go get
And
some.
I just know it's because we never had that mouth-watering sauce. I've been in contact with some of the other restaurants out there, and they'll give me some, but they say they can't afford to send it. And I
Nailed
don't
it.
have a ship, so what am I to do?
If you just need someone to go get it, I could do that
Wait.
for you.
For real? You do that. You're not pulling my leg.
I'll do it if you pay me.
Oh, of course. Between what I've got personally and the petty cash, I'm sure I can get you what you deserve. So, I know of another Chunks that has a case of sauce ready to go for you. I actually cleared it with them just before you arrived. If you mention it to whoever's working the counter there, they'll hook you up. Bring it back here, and we'll be golden. Thanks.
Welcome to Chunks. Please choose your Chunks.
Well, this gives me an excuse to go on ahead with that marriage ceremony. Oh wait, that's where I am, not where I need to go.
It might not be Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home.
Might as well survey while I'm here, right? And then land on Paradiso.
Let's put this bird on the ground.
That's a really chunky bird. Just saying.
How can I be of service, Captain?
We have all sorts of chunks. Meat chunks.
You can dress it up however you like, but a Chunks by any other name is still a Chunks.
Hello. Welcome to Chunks. If this is your first time dining with us at this location, you'll find our cuisine and service is a step above what you're used to. Please, don't hesitate to ask if there's anything I can do to make your Chunks experience as enjoyable as possible. Huh. I thought it was a joke at first, but yet here you are. Let me get that for you. Hey, and let me know if I can get you some chunks for the road.
Why would I do that? I can make meatloaf. After all, I had to complete a research project for that one. However, while I am here,
As we were landing, I picked up a message from Aja. She said to meet us at the park overlooking the ocean. Before we go to the ceremony, I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me this is exactly what you want. It's true. Ah, I can see it in your eyes that you really mean that. I love you, and I'm forever thankful to have someone as amazing as you in my life. Now come on. Aja is waiting for us. But first, we should probably say something to my mother.
We've got some of the best private security in the settled systems.
And again, this is a might as well do it while we're here type of quest. Nice beach. Why do you want to bet that? I don't know. Those round buildings are either apartments or restaurants. Probably apartments because, well...
It certainly was nice of you to think of me when sending invitations to my daughter's wedding.
It's good to see you too, Mum.
I just wish you would have given me more notice. Or maybe some time to get to know your dear partner. I barely even know his name.
I'm Han. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Morgan.
Yes, good to meet you too, my dear. If only my daughter had thought to introduce us sooner. We could have built more of a rapport before this big day.
We'll have plenty of time to talk more later, I'm sure, after the ceremony. Anyway, I'm sorry, Mum. I know how this must all seem to you. This was a sudden decision, and we didn't want to waste any more time. We wanted to keep the ceremony small, and involve only the people I care about the most.
Sarah, dear. I hope you know that I am delighted to be here, to see you finally get married. It's been a long time coming, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Thank you for coming, Mum. We'll be sure to talk more in a bit. But for now, let's not keep poor Aja waiting.
A few moments for everyone to take their places. It's so lovely to see you, Sarah.
It's wonderful to see you too, Aja. This is the one I told you about.
I've heard a lot about you. All of it good. You're quite a catch.
10 seconds in and already you're embarrassing everyone.
Before we go any further, I just want to make sure that you are right for Sarah. She's quite special, hmm?
Oh dear, here comes the quiz.
Oh, God. Now you're embarrassing me.
That's called love, my dear. You better get used to it. Well, I've seen enough. I can read people the moment I lay eyes on them. And you're going to make Sarah quite happy.
Coming from you, Aja, that means a lot.
Of course, Sarah. You know I always look out for you. Now, are we ready to begin the ceremony?
I'm ready.
Very well. If everyone's ready, then I'll begin. It's been years since Sarah Morgan and I have spoken. And though it might appear that we've grown apart, I feel that we've become closer friends than ever before. When I received the message with Sarah's intent to marry, and that she wanted me to officiate the ceremony, I was overwhelmed with joy. Not because she had decided to rekindle our friendship, but because she was allowing me to share the happiest moment of her life. I can't imagine a greater honor. And for that, Sarah, I thank you.
I wouldn't have had it any other way, Aja.
Before you present your vows, I'd ask both of you to remember that love is what brought you together today. It is a foundation upon which a structure of trust, faith, and affirmation is built. This structure can be absolutely impenetrable if you both agree to love each other unconditionally, with faith, devotion, and acceptance. And most importantly, to allow yourself to be loved. Remember, there are no other bonds more meaningful than the one you are undertaking today. You should cherish this moment and hold it close to your hearts as a reminder of the love you share. If you both are willing to abide by these words, then you can be assured that your lives will be filled with joy and happiness forever.
That was beautiful, Aja. Thank you.
Did you need a moment, Sarah?
No. No, I'm fine. But I wanted to say something before you continue. When we stood beside that waterfall in New Atlantis, you told me that you saw someone who was lost and needed help finding their way. But thanks to your kindness and your love, I'm no longer lost. And I swear to return that affection to you by taking your hand when you need guidance through your darkest hours. This is my solemn pledge to you. From deep within my heart, from deep within my soul, for all eternity.
And you? Did you have anything you wanted to say to Sarah?
I know it will. I don't deserve someone as special as you.
You had a gift, Sarah?
Yes. I wanted you to have this as a token of our love. I'm giving this to you as a symbol of the clean break I've made from my past. Oh, it would have been impossible without your help. And for that, I'll be forever grateful.
With these promises of affection and these vows you've exchanged, by the power vested in me by the Articles of Constellation, I happily pronounce you life mates. Congratulations!
Aja, I don't know what to say. That was... oh, amazing. I couldn't imagine having this ceremony without you.
I'm glad everything worked out for you, Sarah. I'm only sorry that we waited so long to reach out and contact one another. That isn't necessary. This was my gift to the both of you. Well, you're both welcome to stay here for as long as you like. Sarah, your mother will be staying here with me for a few weeks. We've actually got a lot more in common than I expected. So, I guess this is goodbye for now. I wish the both of you a happy and healthy life together.
I'll never forget this, Aja. Thank you.
Don't worry. I know how to...
Okay, give me a second. I'm going to look something up real quick.
In Starfield...
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. I just wanted to check to make sure there wasn't a player house here.
I'm not much of a beach person, but everyone talks about
Oh, this looks like a lovely place for a stay. Might also be the perfect time to stop for some food or a tranquility. Where should we begin?
You made the right choice coming here for your cuppa instead of Lux across the way. Hello! Welcome to Tranquility. If you fancy a cuppa, we have some new and classic blends that are sure to satisfy even the most discerning tea aficionado. Whether you want to relax at the end of the day or energize yourself while watching the latest Red Mile feed. What? You've seriously never heard of it? The Red Mile is only the most entertaining blood sport in the galaxy. I'd say it's kind of underground, but I thought by now everyone knows about it. We're lucky enough to be in the same system as Parima 3, so we get the local video feeds here. I'm a huge fan. Donovan Reese himself came here and ordered tea at our little shop. He's easily one of the best runners. I almost died a little when he kissed my hand. Anyway, you should go there and check it out sometime. Thanks for choosing us over Cafe Lux over there.
We've got stuff. If you need stuff. Welcome to
She
Paradiso
doesn't
Gift
sound
Shop
happy.
and Convenience.
Why do I detect a quest?
Feel free to look around, but don't break anything or you've got to buy it. And before you ask, there aren't any discounts. So don't even try to eggo with me.
Why do I get the impression you don't like your job?
Why would I? I have to sell overpriced crap to rude, obnoxious tourists all day. My uncle works for the Paradiso board. When he said he could get me a job here, I expected an executive level job, not this. But it's not all bad. I don't have to worry about getting fired, and I live in Paradiso for free. Now, can I get you something, or are you going to keep asking questions about my life?
Let's see what you have for sale.
Okay, take a look.
Guess no quests on that one. A wakizashi, but no katanas? Come on. Everything's better with katanas. Ooh, decent source of resources, I'll give it that.
Okay. Thanks for shopping.
And of course, there's your local...
I'm here to help if you need it.
I don't need it. And of course, there's your local enhance. That's where you go if you want to change your character's appearance.
You're perfect the way you are. But if you ever want a change, I'm here for you. Why, hello, darling. Welcome to Enhance Paradiso. You too can use our services to help you feel as good about your appearance as I do mine. We can make you thinner, larger, change your hair, your face, or even your sex. Anything you want. Or perhaps I can interest you in the Paradiso Getaway Bundle promotion. This is a one-time offer for new Paradiso customers. Once you decline, it's gone.
what is the bundle?
We simply book 2 sessions for you for a greatly reduced price. Why, you might ask? Many Paradiso guests come to get away from their normal lives, and often they like to believe what happens here stays here. So, they will change their appearance not only when they get here to engage in some fun, but also when they leave to go back to their normal lives. Oh no, I know that some other enhanced hosts... No. Being happy with your body comes from Thank you for stopping by.
Of course, that's not true. Even though I technically turned down the offer, it's still there.
I'm just glad I don't work on the luxury.
Oh, Paradiso is absolutely beautiful. Can you possibly imagine a more tranquil place for a resort?
Yes, probably. I mean, after all, if I look at my scanner...
Welcome back, Mr. Tofik. I am aware that this is your 8th visit to our resort. Your repeat patronage is much appreciated. Is there any assistance I may offer you today?
Actually, a question. Usually when I come here, the shuttle takes... Show me the beauty of this world. But this...
Okay, well... Hold on.
We'll be lucky if we pull anything organic off this rock.
I'm not planning to pull anything off this rock.
The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
Seriously here. You don't mess with history.
It's not easy keeping these ancient turbines going. I wish more people realized that. Oh, hello there. Are you here about the brownouts? That's usually the only reason people come up here to talk to me, since I'm the power system manager here.
No, but that sounds like a problem.
You have no idea. Worse, I'm stuck up here overseeing the whole system, and we don't currently have anyone available to go out there and take care of the problem.
How does New Homestead get its electrical power?
Did you see those huge wind turbines out there on your way in? They're our primary source of power generation. Titan's strong winds provide an almost constant source of power, as long as we can keep the machinery from icing over.
Maybe there's something I can do to help with the brownouts.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'm a little new to the job, and I'll admit I'm struggling a little bit. I could use some help.
I can probably help. I know what it takes to keep an outpost running.
Oh, excellent. Then you must know how this old power system machinery can get crusted over with ice from time to time. That's what's causing these brownouts. I think you can take a laser cutter and break up the ice for us?
Sure, no problem at all. As a former miner, I know my way around a cover.
Oh, thank you. I guess I'm lucky you showed up then. Just be careful not to hurt yourself or the equipment. I'll continue to monitor things from here.
Another short and simple one.
Feel free to look around, but do not touch.
I don't mind the tourists. They help the local economy.
But first I'm going to come down here and talk to the Chunks guy again. I didn't see that quest on my list, but...
It's so cold here. I guess I should have expected that.
People, I knew I could count on you. Let's see it here. Man, you really saved my butt. Corporate's gonna see just how much this place is gonna turn around. Thanks again.
3,600 credits, 75 experience points.
It's been a while since I last visited.
And I get a free cheesesteak chunk out of it. Yay. See, the thing about Chunks that I find amusing is that they even have beverage cubes. So it's like Chunks, where you can have your cake and eat it too. And while you're at it, you can have your Coke and eat it too. Or you can have your wine and eat it too. Whatever it is.
Glad you're helping. How's it going out there with the ice? Good work. I should be able to take it from here. Thank you. I hope it wasn't too much of a pain in the butt.
75 XP and 3,500 credits. Again. Now then, what's next on the list? Speak with Juliana right here. Okay, great. Another one I can handle right here in this system.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not wanted people.
The elders say that preserving our tradition is so important.
I'm not sure that these space frog pictures fit with our town aesthetic.
If you need medical attention, see Dr. Lakota. But a word of warning, she really doesn't care for tourists.
Coincidentally, remember when I was talking about horrible apartments? This is what passes for a suite down here. It's like, here's a bunk bed and this, and
those folks in
you share a
Sidonia may be
community
closer to
bathroom.
Earth, but
or this one over here. Hey, here's a table for you to sit at and 6 bunks.
Ah! I have so much energy. I want to run around.
Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, on Neon, remember I mentioned that one crappy house that costs 6,500 credits? You want to know what it gets you? This. A bed, a chair, some storage, and there's your toilet. And your sink. This is what it gets you.
What can I do for you? If you take one of those stupid tours, make sure to follow the rules. They're for your own safety and my sanity.
Well, fortunately, there's another house on Neon that costs more, that is better quality.
Even though we don't have shiny new medical facilities, I imagine it's easier than wherever you're from. We have fewer people here, and we're very responsible when it comes to our personal health and welfare. So there's not much I can't handle. For anything else, we can get access to off-world specialists. Contrary to popular belief, we're not primitive.
What dangerous hazards
It's a
are
harsh
there?
world, but as long as you're inside or wear a suit when going out, you'll be fine here. There's no breathable air on the surface, and you'll quickly freeze to death outside without protective gear, but otherwise the hazards are minimal. New Homestead was an early colony research base and has stood the test of time. It's safe, and it's proof that people can live pretty much anywhere. Don't worry so much.
You really don't seem to like the tourists.
I don't. They make a mockery of New Homestead culture. And on top of it, they're reckless. It's like I said before, I feel like I'm treating them more often than our own people.
I wish there was something I could do.
Maybe there is. I have an idea that may be best suited for someone relatively unknown, instead of myself. I've got a mountain of work and a reputation to maintain. So I bought a realistic monster costume. The plan was to wear it, scare tourists away, and start a rumor about terrible creatures living on Titan.
That won't work.
I figure that once word gets around, tourism will take enough of a dive to give me some relief.
Sounds ridiculous. Do you really think it'll work?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have any other ideas. The tourism board flat out won't help me, and I don't have money in the budget to hire additional help. And you know these tourists will believe anything they see and hear. I think it's worth a shot. Worst case scenario, I'm back to square one.
I'll do it.
Oh, good. I was hoping not to have to do it myself, so I'm glad to have a volunteer. Here's the costume. I think this will work best on the surface, so just find a group and run up to them, acting like a convincing alien monster. With any luck, they'll run screaming and book the next flight out of here.
Hope you're not looking to cause any trouble in that costume of yours.
And the fact that it looks like a cheap costume out of an early episode of Doctor Who does not help.
Wow. That's some costuming on there. We Titans are hardy people. You'd have to be to live in a place like this.
It's a little weird that people come here to see what early colony life.
Don't stay outside for too long here on Titan.
I can't wait to see if there's actually a cutscene for this.
He's going to eat us! Run!
No cutscene. In fact, you walk up to them, and they think you're going to eat them. So either that's a way more realistic costume than I gave it credit for, or the tourists are way more. I'm not sure what the correct word for that is.
These are real people.
My daddy says farming is really important, but I kind of
The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
Just don't be afraid to do whatever you can to make that monster feel extra convincing. Just don't hurt anyone.
Where'd you get a costume?
I bought
like
it
that
from
anyway?
a private seller. They said they got it from someone who wore it in a secondary school as their sports team mascot. I guess it was supposed to be a tardigrade or something. Anyway, the person I bought it from modified it a bit so they could use it in an independent movie they were making.
No,
but I guess that went nowhere, so they had to sell it. Look at me, I suppose.
No wonder it looks like a cheap costume from Doctor Who. It is a cheap costume from Doctor Who.
See, sometimes silly ideas are worth the effort. I'm just happy I was able to find someone willing to help with this ridiculous idea. Tell you what, if you want to come back later and do this for me a couple more times, I'll even let you keep the costume.
50 XP and 3,600 credits. Okay, what's next? I guess we can go to the Charybdis system. which is way the bloody heck over here. No wonder I haven't gone over there. That can wait for later then.
Come on, try food.
And Vladimir's house is way over at that side of the galaxy. I don't want Hadrian to join me. She's no good for anything on board the ship. She's just a good companion to have with you. The bartender at Viewport wants me to do something relatively illegal that Sarah's not going to like. But I might still do it anyway, just for the XP. I guess we might as well speak to Ve Victus. And we can talk to Nadia Mufaz in the commercial district while we're here. Start clearing out even more stuff. And get a job with that company so we can start their quest line.
Hey, can we skip the local chunks this time? Never agrees with my stomach.
Honey, we can skip the local chunks every time. Because I know how to make meatloaf.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay. No,
You know that little tiny cube that I showed you for 6,500 credits? That it's the same as the one in Neon for 6,500 credits. I suppose there is one good thing to be said for that. It's easy to decorate. Just bring home a potted plant. Thunk. There we go. I've decorated.
Authorized personnel. Stay here.
What's this? Just you then? No UC executioner. So the cabinet knows the truth about Orlays. Splendid. That means you and I can get to work.
If anyone's going to know this, it's you. Why did the UC lose the colony?
I'll tell you why. Because the UC was, and is, full of people unwilling to pay the price required for victory. In the last days of the war, the UC was on the precipice of executing a final great assault on the Freestar Collective home system of Cheyenne. A massive strike, capable of obliterating Freestar Central Command and ending the conflict at long last.
I'm guessing things didn't go according to plan.
You're right. Everything was in place. But just before we could launch the strike, word came from Londinian. The terrormorph outbreak had begun. I went to the city to assess the state of things, and discovered the Lazarus plan. We couldn't spare ships for a proper quarantine, so it was my decision to destroy the spaceport and seal off the city. Deal with it quickly, so we could get back to winning the war.
Well, you can be sarcastic. Wouldn't want all those innocent lives distracting you from your galactic war. you were able to get in, why couldn't you get the citizens of Londinium
I had
out?
a single ship. What would you have had me do? Ask them and the terrormorphs to form a line, and the UC fleet was spread thin already. No, I touched down, assessed the situation, made a decision, and returned to the task at hand. It seemed a simple choice. So upon my return from Londinium, we proceeded with our killing blow. Initially, we had great success against the mess the Freestar Collective called the Navy. But then the Freestar citizenry decided to get involved. Dozens of civilian ships jumping in to shield their military counterparts. I, of course, had no trouble firing on what should have been designated enemy vessels, but my peers had lost the stomach for it. So many lives lost already, they wailed. So the great UC Navy was routed by a mob. They picked our ships apart. The UC surrendered not long after. And thus rang the death knell for the great UC.
Bested by civilians. Ironic considering the civilians you sacrificed on Londinium.
It's human nature to see patterns, even when there are none. What ended the colony war was cowardice. Nothing less.
I wanted to ask, during the outbreak, why not try to evacuate?
We were in the middle of an all-out war, Captain. Committing ships to save the city would have left another undefended. Which city would you prefer I'd sacrificed? Sidonia? Gagarin? New Atlantis? And if anyone else had learned about the Lazarus plant, well, the risk was too great. I weighed the options and made the call.
How on earth did you manage to deploy the Lazarus plant on New
Once
Atlantis?
we cracked synthesizing the Lazarus plant's pollen, research that took years in and of itself, the attacks were exceedingly simple. Orlaze's ship would land on our target, bearing a few heat leeches. Nothing that would raise suspicion. Then Lazarus pollen was pumped out of the ship during liftoff from the planet's surface. Shortly thereafter, an attack. A strike perpetrated in mere moments, with no one being the wiser.
Let's talk about this work you're offering.
Well, thanks to our combined efforts, the Sanan name has more clout with the cabinet than it has in years. I hope to build on that. I have a long list of names civilized society would be better without. I just need someone to help me remove them from the picture. Should we begin the hunt? Or did you have questions?
Refresh my memory.
Just making the settled systems a little safer. Arms dealers, rogue scientists, UC turncoats, war criminals from the colony war. Each poses a threat if left unchecked. I'd be directing you to them, and you'd be making the galaxy better for us all.
Am I going to get in trouble helping you? I presume this
The
isn't
UC
sanctioned.
doesn't consider these threats worthy of action just yet. But by the time they do, it may well be too late. Which is why we'll be dealing with them before they can cause greater harm. As far as possible legal repercussions, I'll only be sending you to targets once they're away from the general populace. You may have to deal with some mercenaries or other general banditry, but no one's gonna shed a tear if a merchant of death or a chem peddler and their henchmen meet an early end. You won't be going after anyone that UC might miss. So you needn't fear in that regard.
Alright, let's get started.
Just what I was hoping to hear. There's a slate waiting for you in the transfer system. Those are the details for our first, person of interest. Find them, eliminate them, and make the galaxy a better place for it. Though I would expect some resistance when trying to approach the target. Deal with any you encounter as you see fit.
Well, before I leave, let's see where this Ixil actually is. Haven't actually been to the Ixil system before, so I'd have to make the jump. However, I think talking to Nadia may be better since we're right here on the planet.
Authorized personnel only.
I'm here for you, my love. I feel like I'm a better person because of your commitment to gently guide me through life. If it keeps us close, then I'll gladly say those words every time you ask. Let me guess. Excellent.
I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I
someone who works for SSN.
Anything wrong or illegal.
If my boss found out I was dating someone from, you know.
We never. Sorry, I can't play right now.
Do you have a story for me or not? Welcome to SSNN, where the news never sleeps. If you're part of the David Barron fan club, try not to inflate his ego too much. He's liable to burst.
David seems like a vain egomaniac.
Sounds like you know him personally. Let's take a look at you. You're not from around here. My guess is you really work for a living.
Whatever gave you that idea?
I bet you have a story or two. I have a feeling about such things.
Sure, did I tell you about the time I helped defeat the terrormorphs? My life has gotten very weird, and actually your intern asked me to do an interview for you.
Tommy did something useful? So you must be the captain of the Frontier? Rumor is there was a firefight at a mining installation. I'm interested only in primary sources. So things you've seen and or done that are newsworthy. No hearsay. So, what do you got for me?
Well, I was at the terrormorph attack on New Atlantis.
Really? To say you have my undivided attention is an understatement. A lot of people were there. The accounts we've got were chaotic. What was your role in that?
I'm in the Vanguard and was investigating recent terrormorph activity.
The Vanguard was involved. That's good to know. The whole city is still on edge over the attack. We were fortunate, damn fortunate, that casualties were so low. What was it like in the thick of things?
I just focused on protecting the civilians and staying alive.
Pure instinct, huh? It sounds like New Atlantis, heck, the whole UC, owes you a great debt. Any closing comments? I already have a good story here.
The TMD has been created to make sure it never happens again.
That's a mouthful. A thankful you guys are around mouthful. Hey, Constellation? From all of us that live here, thanks. We use the word hero a lot in news, but you really are one.
And...
you have another story for me?
I have information about the
You'll
Galbank
certainly
robbery.
get around. I'm surprised that branch has any customers left the number of times it's been held up. But I thought the Rangers had finally managed to get a handle on it. I heard there was a standoff. That true?
My first time there, too. Welcome to Aquila. Don't mind the robbery.
I hear the robbers are provided free of charge. All part of the service. What happened to the robbers? The Shaw gang?
I negotiated with the gang and talked them down.
You did what? I mean, you're well spoken, but a hostage negotiator? I'll do some research and make sure that checks out. These things are often messy. Any customers or Galbank staff get hurt?
Thankfully, there were no casualties, not even any
That's
injuries.
really good news. Usually, well, it's a different kind of story. You were there. You were involved in resolving it. Any comment on the Freestar Rangers? Having another high-profile robbery in their own backyard is a bit of a black eye.
Desperate people do desperate things. The Rangers kept it from turning into a massacre.
Huh. That's really good to know. Stories like this always fire up public outrage and appetite. Thanks for the interview. And take this.
1,800 credits and another 50 XP. And...
You talk and get paid. I spread the news. It's a classic win-win. Looks like some Crimson Fleet brainiac figured out it's easier to hit stationary targets than dogfighting in the field. And you are an eyewitness with the courtesy to find us instead of being chased down. Refreshing. So what were the pirates doing there? It's not their usual MO.
Tell them about the ore. That was quite a lucrative operation.
We were mining beryllium, iron, and some rare minerals. Easy credits for them.
Rare minerals, you say? That would be worth the price of admission. So what's your role in all this? Part of a tour group?
I worked for Argos, now I'm with Constellation.
Wow, an actual member of Constellation graces my office.
2 of them, actually.
Do we bow? Maybe smoke a pipe? So we've covered the basics. How about any harrowing tales of daring do? How'd a bunch of miners triumph?
We had help. Barrett, a member of Constellation, and his robot.
How heartwarming. Constellation banding together with some dusty miners? I like it. This is a good local story. Plucky miners band together and punch above their weight. If you ever get more stories like this, drop by. And take this to cover any incidentals, or other creative ways to pad out an expense report.
1,800 credits and 50 XP.
If you have a new story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee. Hope to see you again.
I'll probably have more stories for her later. Okay, well, back to the grind. Because we're actually on planet, we might as well go ahead and apply for that job.
They'll have our table ready soon.
Did we have to come early?
Oh, and while I'm at it, I just realized, let's see.
Corporate skills. Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today.
Yeah, it's all about hitting that boost pack right before hitting the ground. Because if you don't use the boost back before you hit the ground, you can end up with basically taking damage and having to use a pack to fix your broken leg. Neon and Voli Alpha. All
For
right.
our future tomorrow. Submit your application now at the nearest...
Okay. We're going to have to go back there anyway to talk to Alban Lopez.
Kiosk.
But the first thing I want to do is go back here to the mast. And where the heck is
Taking
that?
a look at your file. Bounty hunter.
Okay, that real estate place is over here.
Promised impossibility.
Yeah, here we are. The other thing.
It's a buyer's market right now. Good time to make a move. Let's see what we have available. Right now, I've got a little place in the well that's up for grabs. Needs some work, and the location is less than ideal, but it's a foot in the door, so to speak. Sound like something you're interested in?
Yeah.
Great. It's very cozy. I'm sure you'll love it. I'll just process the transaction and make sure ownership is transferred. And the apartment is all yours. Congratulations. Oh, don't I wish. Between UC regulations and demand here in the city, I haven't had a chance to branch out yet. But you best believe I'm keeping an eye on the situation and actively lobbying for a little more leeway. You've actually already... I really do. I'm always here if you're looking for a new home.
Okay. Well, let's go visit our other new property here in New Atlantis. Wraparound balcony, complete with a hole in the railing where I can jump down to the level below. Bathroom. One and only bedroom. Still, it's more spacious than what I would have gotten Anyway, there's my new apartment. Bedroom, bathroom, kitchen. What more do you need? Matter of fact, that's pretty much what I live in. Bedroom, bathroom, and an open plan kitchen and living area. Okay, let's see. The Berry Mule is somewhere around Triton. I think this landing area is where I landed, though.
You sure it's safe out there?
No. There it is.
State your business or stay away.
I've been asked to find that ship, but first I want to know what's going on.
So, well, I'm Captain Gustavo Valencia of the Ecliptic. This ship is under our control.
The owner of that ship would like it returned.
Interesting. We'll talk. Here on board, where I have my crew to back me up. Be aware that if you try anything, we will not hesitate to fire on you. You may
Sure, that'll go well, considering I have 4 turrets, twin missile launchers, and a railgun. But she wants the ship back. She doesn't want me to blow it up, so...
Nice clean dock, Captain.
Hey now, that's close enough. Better think twice before starting trouble. What exactly do you want here?
We're cool. I don't want trouble either, but I need to talk to you about the ship.
And what do you have to say about it? We're getting paid to deliver it back to the trifle owner, and I don't think that's you.
I swear, it's like I said. That's Jade's ship. I was there when she bought it.
Hey, shut up and let the adults talk. Now, where were we before this interruption?
It's possible the ship was stolen by someone else and resold.
That's possible. But even if what you say is true, it's not my problem. We've got to reclaim it for its owner. Sucks for your friend, but we got our orders. So, unless you've got something else to propose, we'll be taking the ship in. Our employer will handle the pilot.
Tell your client that the ship was destroyed. Jane gets to keep her ship, and you get to save face.
I'm not convinced this is a good idea.
You want to get paid. We want the ship. I'm offering you a way we can all get what we want.
I'm thinking. Maybe you're right. The client trusts us enough to pay us regardless of whether we bring the ship back or not. We'll get a little less, but maybe it's the right thing to do. I don't know.
This would work best for both of us.
I guess they never have to know.
I'm sure we can work something out.
Yeah, I hope so. You know what? Fine. I'll tell our guy the ship's gone. We get paid either way. This ain't worth the trouble. Just be extra careful out there. If my client ever finds out the truth, we may meet again. And I won't be so cordial.
Though I hate the fact that we had to strike a deal with Ecliptic, at the end of the day, you did it to help Jane. Job well done.
You can untie your pilot and let him take the damn ship. I'm done with this headache.
Thanks. I thought that was gonna be it for me. I can't believe you.
Coincidentally, you can hire Eric onto your ship
Jane's
later.
gonna be happy to get her ship back.
I can be pretty persuasive, and I believe it was the right thing to do given the situation.
Write the whole thing off as a loss, but damn, you pulled it off. I guess I'll stay here with these guys until their ship returns, and I'll meet you back at Jane's.
So, where to next?
Nice. Clean sep there.
Well, if she actually said, get this turd into space, I guess it just proves the point. Just because cows don't fly doesn't mean you're out of trouble. Actually, back when I was heavily into model rocketry, I built a flying outhouse once. The hard part wasn't getting it to fly. The hard part was inventing flame-proof corncob wadding. You know, to keep the parachute from melting.
Crime's at an all-time low around Sidonia.
Well, crime's at an all-time low except for tagging, anyway.
Just passing through or here to stay?
Peace be with you.
So, hope everything went well.
I saved Eric and got your ship back.
So what happened? Who took it?
You accidentally bought a stolen ship. Ecliptic was hired to retrieve it. I got them to reconsider.
It was stolen? Oh, jeez. I guess it really was too good to be true when I bought it. Anyway, I'm super glad you found my ship and saved Eric. It's more than I could have hoped. I'm glad I asked you instead of relying on Sistef. I never would have seen the Berry Mule again if I did that.
What are you going to do now?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna count myself lucky. Then, I'm gonna continue building this business. Now that I've got a functioning cargo ship and a pilot, I can really start to bring in some good merchandise.
It wasn't easy, but I'm glad I got it
You've done me a real solid here. There's really nothing I can do to fully repay you for what you did. Here's what I can afford to pay you. And on top of that, I'll see what I can do to lower the price of anything you want to buy from me. Thanks again.
9,000 credits and 100 XP. Where is Lantana again? Way the hell over there. I haven't started surveying that yet, so I'm not going over there yet. That's one of those, maybe when I go, that's one of those, maybe when I get that far surveying stuff, I'll do it. Well, I've got to go over to Neon anyway. Which is way over here in Voli system. Voli Alpha.
While we're here, let us stay off the Aurora. We don't want that drug scrambling the roads.
I've never been on the Aurora.
Well, with all signs pointing to the Astral Lounge, I suppose we should pay it a visit. Purely for fun.
You want to head to Euphorica after work tonight?
Hello there! Let me know if you need anything. I think I need a break.
I need you to hold still and talk to me.
Watching lightning hit the span.
Welcome to Sick Heart's Outfitters. Everything you need to explore the settled systems. If I don't have it, you don't need it.
It's a date.
That's quite a... What exactly do you sell?
The question should really be, what don't we sell? We carry a wide assortment of equipment perfectly suitable for stellar exploration and extraplanetary excursions. Best selection in Neon.
That's quite a bold claim.
I can promise you, I'm not just using hyperbole to get your business.
I can promise you are.
I've spent years perfecting my business by polling customers, measuring sales, and carefully adjusting my inventory to cater to just about everyone. So take your time, look around, ask me questions. You won't be disappointed.
Pretty hard sell, your
Am
cushion.
I? Forgive me. I tend to forget how annoying that can be. I have a lot of overhead in this place, and just between you and me,
I sense a quest
I'm up
coming
to my
on.
eyeballs in debt. This is a prime spot, right next to the spaceport terminal. But the bills and the rent here are astronomical.
Well, choice business locations aren't cheap.
Sure, and going in, I expected it to be expensive. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with the details of my business all day. You're here to shop. So why don't you help out a poor shopkeeper like myself and buy something?
I might. Maybe your store would be more successful outside of Neon.
My dear mother would have said the same thing. The fees here are quite expensive, and I'm barely making ends meet. But I've always been quite stubborn. It has not always been easy, but I've been at this location for 8 years, and I won't give up. My business is my pride and joy. You won't find another store like mine on Neon, so please support my business with your patronage. You won't be disappointed.
Do you stock ammo? Let me see what you have for sale.
You won't find a better selection anywhere else.
Oh, I might. And ammo is not one of the things he sells. However, that is one heck of a list of resources. I'll have to keep him in mind for now when I have to do more research. That cap, dude. What the heck? Yeah, well, I'll probably be back to you for resources.
A quiet evening should do me some good.
I stopped in there because a lot of shopkeepers actually do have individual quests. I guess in his case, no. I thought he might be looking for a partner.
Hey there. Got the shakes, huh? Don't worry. Doc Manning will fix you up.
Is it that obvious? Yeah, haven't zoned in like a week. My whole body feels...
What can Reliant Medical do for you?
Yeah, coming down off Aurora isn't easy. Took me months to shake it off.
Oh my goodness. Another poor soul. All right. Tell me what happened to you. Is it an Aurora overdose? Something else, perhaps?
Hell, that's what they want.
Well, if it worked for you...
I don't use Aurora.
That's a very wise choice. Since you're clearly a first-time visitor to Reliant Neon, I'd love to offer you a free checkup.
Now I sense a quest.
I'm afraid I'm dangerously low on supplies.
That's unusual for medical supply
I can
company.
assure you it isn't by choice. You see, I'm a bit at odds with the current administrator of Neon. His drug is turning the streets into a graveyard, and he doesn't seem to care. We've argued about it on more than one occasion, and all he's done is try to persuade me to quit. Thinning out my supply chain is his newest tactic.
Have you tried taking this to a higher authority?
I've spoken to the people at Reliant Medical Corporate, I've talked to the Freestar Rangers, I've even gone to the Freestar Collective Council. Every answer is always the same. We're working on it. It's corruption at the highest levels. Ugh. So aggravating.
Bayou obviously has a stranglehold on this entire
And
city.
you understand what I'm up against. At this point, I've resorted to asking anyone that has a ship registered outside of the Volii system to bring me medical supplies. I pay them for the supplies, of course, but it's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you, anything at all, you just let me know.
I can help you with your medical supply problem.
That would be amazingly helpful. It's a relief to meet someone who gives a damn about anyone other than themselves for a change. Oh, and I'll pay you directly for the supplies, of course. It's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport.
You don't have to pay me anything.
As much as I'd like to believe that, let's wait and see how you feel after you make the delivery. Anyway, I have a contact over at the clinic in the Narian system. Abby Edding? She's one of the nurses there. She'll get you started. Thank you so much for doing this. You have no idea how helpful it'll be for the poor folk that live in Ebside. Huh. Well, it's completely dependent upon how long the user's been addicted. People who have been using for, say, 2 years or less, I've been able to put through a full detoxification program successfully. But there are others who have been addicted pretty much all their adult lives, and I have yet to try and cure someone who hasn't relapsed. Aurora stimulates the neural circuits in the brain. specifically targeting the neurotransmitter serotonin in the prefrontal cortex. This causes significant sensory hallucinations, both auditory and visual. That's the enticement factor. As you can imagine, this state is highly addictive, and the user gets stuck in a vicious cycle. They need more Aurora to satisfy their cravings. If you need help, remember Reliant.
Came here for one thing, but I don't mind helping with another quest.
I don't suppose I have time for a nap before we leave?
You've entered the clinic's space. Please dock, or leave the area clear for incoming patients.
We're locked in.
Hello, Captain.
Okay, hello.
I couldn't tell you the last time I wasn't breathing recycled air.
Joseph sent me to pick up some medical supplies.
Hey, let's keep our voices down. The clinic doesn't exactly know I'm giving its supplies away. That being said, I've been expecting someone soon. I've heard Bayou really has a vice grip on Neon right now. I have some supplies I can give you. Should be more than enough for now, and it shouldn't draw any suspicion from the clinic. I'll have them loaded onto your ship.
Why are you doing this for Joseph?
He's a good friend of mine. We both worked at the same clinic in Aquila City. The work was hard, and I was really young and nervous. But he always looked after me during those days and helped me as much as he could. So, to answer your question, I'm doing this because I know for a fact he'd do the same for me. No questions asked.
Let me see if I can persuade her.
Sorry, I can't do that. This is the most I can give you without drawing suspicion.
I'm sure we can work something out.
I hear you.
That's what I like to hear.
I haven't agreed to anything yet.
Well, I'm not going to get it done.
Maybe we can still work something out. Oh, I really shouldn't do this. If the clinic finds out... All right, you win. You're very persuasive. I can throw in a few extra supplies, but I'm not going to make this a regular thing, okay? They'll be loaded onto your ship.
Approaching ship, you've entered Freestar Collective space. Maintain your current course while we scan for contraband. That's all we need.
Well, it's not like they'd discover it even if I did have contraband. That's what the shielded cargo is for.
Want to challenge your instincts and hone those
Please state the nature of your medical emergency. Fantastic. That'll really help out around here. Thanks for everything. These supplies will be put to good use. Here, take this. I threw in a bit extra for you, since you really came through for me.
And he paid me anyway. 6,300 credits and 100 XP.
Welcome, off-worlder, to the Hotel bllind. Your home away from home, here on Neon. Our beds are comfortable and affordable.
I wonder what's on the mission board. Albatani, Endem VA, reactive paints to Aquila. Okay, so in this case, it is. In this case, at least your cargo is measured in kilograms.
And with a crime rating of only 16%, your safety is almost guaranteed.
I suppose that's realistic, because it means that my ship, as big as it is, can only carry a little over 3 tons of cargo. Neon security, yeah, this is where I'm going.
Tevin and Astis. So you're telling me I have to take my entire load of alcohol back to New Atlantis?
That's right. Every damn crate.
All right, let's cut the crap. This is because I refused to pay Bayou's ridiculous tariff on my goods, right?
I don't make the rules, lady. Just take your junk, load it back on your ship, and get the hell out of here.
If I don't deliver these goods, I'm going to lose thousands on this job.
Not my problem. Better get moving. Can't you see I'm busy?
I can't believe I'm going to be out thousands. I don't know why I bothered trying to reason with that guard.
Coincidentally, that yellow arrow over there, next to the Varun heretic writings, that indicates that it's contraband, just so you know. Red would be actual theft. That's not accessible. Yeah, and that contraband is the reason for having... Well, how am I supposed to talk to him?
No. Hey, wait. You were there? When those security assholes nabbed me.
Okay.
Please, have a heart. You need to help me.
I'll hear you out.
Thank you. Oh, God. I gotta admit, I'm freaking out here. I've lost my job. I've lost my creds, and if I don't square things with Yannick Legrand, I'll lose everything else. Everything. Yannick is expecting a package. A really not so legal package. If you deliver it to him, he'll know I'm loyal. Don't worry, Yannick's loaded. He'll take care of you.
Who's this Yannick character?
Oh, man. You must still got space dust between your ears. Yannick Legrand's got the best booze and refreshments outside of the Astral Lounge. And unlike Astral, it's priced for real people, not just corporate heels. And he's the maker of blend, so he's the man. In a kind of punch-your-face sort of way. Security won't give you a second look. It'll be fine. So please, just deliver the package. My crate's on Block 02 in Ebside. My authentication code is Alpha 3 Kilo 4. Just tell the manager and she'll key you in. The package is there, everything accounted for. Just take that to Yannick and hopefully this damn nightmare will be over.
Well, it turns out I get that quest whether I say yes or not.
Be careful if you run into those eclectic jerks. They fly around like they own the sound systems.
Look at you. Beautiful, unique, original.
Ah, Ebside.
Be careful around here. Not everyone that stays in our sleep crates are reputable. If you're struggling, sleep crates are the budget accommodation choice of Neon. It's tight, it's got a smell that's an acquired taste. If you're in the market for a sleep crate, they sadly sell themselves because they're very, very cheap.
Hey, at least she's honest about it.
That they do. It's the families that really get me. And when those families can no longer even afford a sleep crate, well, that's just my favorite part of the job.
I sense a sarcasm again.
You have the proper authorization code, and I'll let you into any place you like. I might even throw in a thank you. You look like the type that might appreciate it.
Alpha 3, Kilo 4.
I got it. And authentication is all green. Look for C153. Before you go, I'm going out on a limb here and assuming your account's more flush than my usual clientele. I've got some evicted crates set up to go to the dump. Might be full of week-old Kazambas, or it could have the original Miguel Rafael Bailamos. Only one way to find out.
Wasn't the original Bailamos destroyed? Even the reprints are worth a fortune.
In art school, I heard a rumor that Rafael's son sold Bailamos to some UC magnate. The fire was a cover-up. Imagining a piece of Freestar history in some Deimos Corporation boardroom? Wars have started for less. Man, it's nice to talk about something real. You've made my day.
I'll take a chance on the
Great.
crate.
Unit C203 is now keyed to you. Best of luck. The original. I think it depends on the model.
Well, I took a chance on it, and it had absolutely nothing.
I have some sleep crate units available for rent, but sleep crates for rent. It's tight, but it's home. And now we have a 107. I swear
Might as well
it
find
smells
out.
in there. So, good luck with that. By the way, that's the last one. Pleasure doing business with you. I got loads of crates for rent. For next time.
And nothing again. There is a chance. Or so I've been told.
Be careful around here. Good for you. And it just so happens we have a deluxe shipping crate that recently came on the market. Built for cargo, redesigned for people. Just the thing for a minimalist like yourself. All right, here's your key. Your sleep crate is Unit A-003. Enjoy your new, home. Back to work, I guess.
Again, at least she's honest about it. It's a crate with a bed in it.
Horrible down here. Oh, how can these workers stand the smell of rotten fish and goodness knows what else?
There's my big ass ship.
not sure how much longer I can survive this job.
Oh, nice.
I just don't think we'll have a second date. I barely survived the first one.
Huh. Anyway. My home away from home.
If I have to eat fish for dinner one more time, I think I'm gonna lose it.
You know, I like the Terror Brew uniform so much,
I'd be making a fortune if they'd let us fish for gas and bass.
But I do have to agree with him. I can imagine someone on a budget living in a place like that, but a family having to live in that.
Keep it moving.
I wonder what the Trade Authority has.
If it's too hot to handle, we can take it off your hands. Yeah? Buying, selling, or moving?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Yeah? Well, then let me spell it out for you. You either walked into the TA to buy some goods, sell some goods, or have some liberated goods taken off your hands for a reasonable price. So, instead of wasting my time making me explain how the business world works, let's get a move on. Now that's what I'm talking about. We both want to make some money, so what'll it be? Always happy to take your money.
I'm always happy to take your shotgun shells.
Here. Time to move on.
Interesting. This district certainly provides evidence that Ryujin's influence has spread from their tower and out into the city.
If you're here to buy, take a look around the shop. Just keep your hands where I can see them.
What are you afraid I'm going to do?
Oh, I don't know. Stuff things in your pocket and run. Rob me at gunpoint. Shoot me in the head.
Looks like someone's already tried that.
I've survived on Neon far too long to take any chances.
I don't want any trouble.
Good. Then just buy what you want and get out of here. If you don't like it, talk to Styx. He runs our, complaints department. That's more like it. You know, I'm sick and tired of people coming in here and treating Styx like he's some kind of sideshow exhibit. I mean, look at that graffiti they sprayed onto his chassis. If I could find the asshole who did that, I'd make him pay for the paint removal.
I could track the person down who defaced Styx if you like.
You'd do that? Huh. Okay. Maybe I misjudged you.
Why would someone spray your robot with graffiti?
Look, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that I'm not the most popular guy on the block.
I can see
and
why.
that suits me fine. But this person took it too far, made it personal. I'm not about to let some delinquent hassle the only friend that I have.
I could pay for the paint removal.
I appreciate the offer, but it isn't about the money. The lowlife that did this to my buddy calls himself Warlord. You can probably find him somewhere near Euphorica. Scare the crap out of this punk, and it'll teach all the Ebside lunatics that nobody messes with me and the Sticks.
Why is Warlord targeting you?
Warlord's one of the Disciples, one of Neon's street gangs that claims it owns Ebside. A few years back, the gang tried to break in here and rob my place, but Sticks put one of them down and sent another to Reliant on a stretcher. He and his buddies have been harassing me ever since, mostly by scaring away my customers and stealing my deliveries. Warlord still swears he'll get even with me, and he came pretty damn close when he somehow managed to disable Sticks and sprayed him with paint. It feels like it's only a matter of time before he gets past Sticks, and I'm done for.
Why do people give you a hard time about having Sticks around?
I know you'll be surprised, but thanks to my sparkling personality, I don't exactly have the
No, I'm not
easiest time
surprised.
making friends. That means I spend a lot of time talking to Sticks, and Model A robots, they're not really programmed for casual conversation.
In other words, he doesn't talk
The
back.
result is I end up talking to a machine and looking like I'm out of my mind. Hell, maybe I am. Feel like bringing the pain, huh?
Maybe. I mean, you do have more shotgun shells. And some of that 40mm XPL that's so hard to find. Oh, Boom Boom. A rare shotgun. Randomly switches to explosive rounds. Randomly? Yeah. I'm sure I want to randomly blow something up that I'm trying to take. The buzz cut. Yeah, 25% increase in attack speed. And I bet you I could modify it for an even faster fire rate, too.
Sticks, how's this month looking?
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
I'm asking for the sales report.
Understood. Current data shows revenue has decreased 13.7%.
I wonder. Well, maybe later. Newell's goods.
If you have a moment, say hello to my wife, Rosa. Welcome to Newell's. If you're looking for any specific goods, Rosa and I guarantee we'll beat Sieghart's lousy selection every time.
I'm detecting a bit of competition going on.
Well, normally I wouldn't go in for that sort of thing. But Sieghart's given me no choice. That man has absolutely no respect for the business community on Neon. He skips merchant meetings and refuses to participate in any of our group buys. Worst of all, he pays off Neon security to keep his place safe.
For all you know, he doesn't have a choice.
Everyone has a choice. Some are simply more difficult than others. The only way to fight Neon security is if all the merchants unify and push back on these unreasonable rules. Anyway, sorry. I know I can get a little intense about these things. If you'll forgive the outburst and have a look around, I'm sure you'll find something you might want to buy.
Is all of Neon security corrupt?
I'd say the majority of the guards are rotten, and the few who aren't simply take a paycheck and look the other way. They have Neon completely under their control. The Freestar Collective's own security doesn't even maintain a presence here. If it wasn't for the Freestar Rangers outpost, there wouldn't be a shred of justice in this entire city. No problem. I'm sure you'll find something you like.
Maybe. That is an ugly ass spacesuit. Typical array of clothing.
Thanks for stopping by our shop.
Dual goods has a full line of equipment, so pop on into the grand.
But that's jumping in from where?
Haven't seen the Legion in a while. All this time we thought he was just being some miserable hermit.
Customer.
You think
Feel
he
free to
finally
spend your
regrets disappearing
credits.
on you all those
Or
years
get
ago?
the hell out. Your pick. Yeah? You need something? If you're here for blend, I just had a new batch come in last night.
Nope, not here for that.
Okay, suit yourself. But you have no idea what you're missing. Look, I don't have time for chit-chat. I've got a lot of business to take care of, so if you don't mind hurrying this along, that'd be great. As soon as word gets out blend is back in stock, it's going to be a stampede.
Nishar sent me to talk with you.
Oh, yeah, right. You're with Nesher. I see the family resemblance. You're practically twins. I know he got pinched. So if you are some undercover neon security goon here to shake me down, beat it. Yannick's no one's mark.
He told me to deliver this and to tell you he's loyal.
Oh, really? Huh. Fascinating. So Nesher came through. Might be he's less crappy than I gave him credit. Who am I kidding? He's a bottom feeder. But when all the good fish get gobbled up by corporations, sickly minnows are all that's left. Take the creds. I am known far and wide for my generosity. Ask anyone.
I could negotiate with him, but... why not?
Ah, you are right. Best not to skimp, yes? Let everyone know how Yannick treats those who do well by him. You look like talent. Serious
9,900
talent.
credits total.
And no one knows you. Yes. You are looking at the one and only maker of Yannick's blend. It's potent. It's good. And has a jackhammer of a kick. The kick is the problem. But you may be a solution. I'm thinking a new, cleaner, smarter operation. With you working for me.
I have a feeling there's a catch here.
Ah, and smart. I like you. Blend needs Aurora, yes? And Aurora is totally illegal outside of the Astro Lounge. And really, really illegal off-world. If the Rangers catch you with Aurora on a ship, oh boy, that's a long time in the clink. And if the great Benjamin Bayou finds out you're selling it on the streets, even bigger trouble. But so far, I have outsmarted them all. And together, we can keep making loads of credits and making a fool of the great man Bayou at the same time.
What do you know about Benjamin Bayou?
This man thinks he owns Neon, the only player on the board. But he is too good to look in the gutters where the real people live. So Yannick can carve out his own kingdom and screw Bayou.
I had no idea what you're mixed up
Now
with.
you do. So I have a proposal, yes? Nesher's worthless to me now. Loyal, yes, but he'll be watched from now on. Useless. And my other employee, Felix Sadler, makes Nesher look like a genius. I think it is time Felix Sadler takes a vacation. Permanent. Off-world. Or maybe he tragically falls into the ocean, I don't care which. But you deal with him, and you become very valuable to Yannick.
I'm not interested in your crazy plan.
You don't get ahead in life playing it safe. Felix is in a warehouse in Ibside. Consider the job offer open. Think about all those lonely credits that want to meet you, yes? See you around.
I guess I've been lucky. My parents have always been.
And I still get the quest regardless. But at least it's a talk to him, not a... Let's see, what else?
James Newell better watch his back. He's causing problems. No percent.
So, why did you drag me in here?
You said you wanted to buy something nice for your girlfriend, so here we are.
Yes. Can I help
you?
Suddenly inherited a fortune?
Are you sure you're in the right place? You certainly don't look like one of our usual clientele.
She has expensive tastes.
There's expensive, and then there's the
All
Emporium.
that matters is I bought credits to spend.
My apologies then. Please forgive my disrespect. We have quite a few, shall we say, thugs that find their way into my establishment and create a disturbance. In fact, there's a particular Seoka member who calls himself Headlock, who repeatedly torments me by damaging my goods.
Okay, what's that?
The Seoka Syndicate, of course. I'm surprised you haven't run into any of them. They're a group of organized criminals who use threats and violence to push their own agenda. And honest people like me tend to suffer the consequences. They're based out of Neon, but no one is certain who runs the syndicate. Could be anyone.
Take him out.
You mean kill him? Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't know how. I've never been terribly good at that sort of thing.
You don't seriously expect this person to go and pick a fight with a gang?
Anyway, I've already taken up too much of your valuable time. Was there anything else I could help you with?
I'll handle this thug for you.
Oh my goodness, that's such a relief. You have no idea. Thank you for accepting my offer. Headlock's quite a dangerous gentleman. I believe you can find him hanging out somewhere in Epside near Frankie's Grab and Go.
Why would Seoka hang out at a grab?
No one knows. Seoka are sleek, well-dressed mobsters. They aren't low-life gang members. Why they choose to hang out at a run-down little convenience store like that is beyond me.
Maybe because they don't question the way they dress. I don't know. I'll try to reason with them first.
Whatever it takes. Just don't go getting yourself killed on my behalf.
I've fought terrormorphs. I don't think that's a problem.
That's really all I know. Head back here when you've taken care of the situation. Good luck. I believe he's a newer member of Seoka. They pulled him up out of one of the street gangs that crawl through our sewers. If you're wondering how I know about that, he boasts about it every time he comes in here. He's quite a large gentleman. I believe you can find him roaming the street somewhere in Epside near Frankie's Grab and Go. Look, if he somehow disappeared, you'd be doing everyone in Neon a favor. No one would miss him, no one would care.
I'd like to see what you have to
I'm
say,
sure
please.
you'll find the perfect gift.
Not much then. Bug paperweight, critter display, tick display, which looks exactly the same as the critter display, trilobite display, coffee glass, a deck of cards, the funky sphere. A nose grub. Do I want to know what that is? Quick boil coffee brewer. That might go well in one of my houses.
Please visit us again if you're in the market for luxury items.
Yes, because having a taxidermied nose grub is so luxury.
Sophistication. Ready to make your ultimate discovery? Submit your application. Our trained and certified physicians are qualified.
I mean, really, wouldn't having a petrified nose grub on your coffee table just scream, here's a guy with taste? Obviously, yes, I'm being very sarcastic.
Need something? You lost, kiddo?
I'm not going to steal anything if that's what you're thinking.
Sounds like something a thief would say. I had some high hopes for this shop back when my husband and I opened it a while back. These days, if you ain't a regular, you're usually trouble.
Did something happen?
Of course something happened. Ain't that always the case? Let's just say those hopes died a long time ago, and there ain't no reviving them.
You won't get any trouble from me.
We'll see about that.
Tevin and Nastas told me a thug named Headlock
Never
hangs
heard of
around
him.
here.
Now, are you gonna buy something or just annoying me all day?
Persuade.
How am I supposed to know where he is?
Alright, how much is this gonna cost?
I think we could work something out. You just won't give up, will you? Yeah, I know Headlock can't stand him. And I heard some of the other Sioka can't either. That boy doesn't know how to keep himself out of trouble. What'd he do this time?
He's been terrorizing the Emporium.
Well, if any place should be terrorized, it may as well be the Emporium. In any case, if you're so desperate to find him, he and his friends are probably hanging out in Warehouse 4, somewhere near there. I gotta ask, what are you gonna do with him?
If you can't stand Headlock, why do you care what I do with him?
I have no affection for him whatsoever. He's a good-for-nothing thug, and a boastful one at that. I wouldn't mind seeing him get smacked around and put in his place. But that doesn't mean I think he should be killed.
I'll shake him down to cover Tevin's expenses.
You're every bit a thug that Headlock is. I'm done talking with you. You have your info, and I have a shop to run, so either beat it or buy something.
What do you have for sale?
Hopefully it's something you need.
Maybe. I can always use Digipix.
Come again.
Gangs think they run this city, but I don't see people building statues.
Figured I'd buy her ammo too, what little she had. At least that way the thugs won't be buying it.
It's all
off studying, and we've got the house to ourselves.
Sleep pods. In a place like this, I would not sleep in one of those things. In Japan, it's fine. In Japan, those sleep pods like that, they actually are not allowed by law to be locked. But in Japan, because they have a respect for other people's property that a lot of people just don't have here in America, you can leave your crap there and it'll still be there when you get back. Well, beggars can't be choosers, and it beats the cardboard box, but not by much.
Who the hell are you? And who do we have here? You here for business, or to get your head caved in?
You need to leave the Emporium alone.
Is that so? I'm not just some low-life thug anymore. I'm with the Sioka now. You mess with me, you'll mess with the whole syndicate, and that won't end well for you.
That doesn't worry me.
Well, it should. All I need to do is say the word, and my Sioka buddies will pay you a very unpleasant visit. So go on, hotshot. Give me a reason why I should leave Tevin and his shitty little store alone.
Because I have a shotgun? It's the wise thing to do.
Go on, enlighten me. But don't waste my time.
You're making a lot of enemies, and most wouldn't mind if you disappeared. You're playing with fire.
Looking over your shoulder in neon can get old.
This behavior doesn't benefit you at all. It's only making your life more difficult.
There may be some better uses of my time.
If you keep going down this road, you're not going to survive.
Looking over your shoulder in neon can get old.
Yes, you said that.
It kills me to say this, but I see your point. Fine. We won't go around to the Emporium any longer.
We're down here. I'll be on my way.
Whatever. Next time, I might not be so nice.
Dealt with.
You try anything, you're dead.
There's a hint, people. Spend points on that persuade skill. Unless you just really want to go around starting fights with entire street gangs.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bad part of town, buddy. I'm gonna do you a favor. Head back to Bayou Plaza before the disciples get you. A gang. Worst gang there is. They'll stab you for kicks, taking bets on how long you squeal before you bleed out. And that's not a hyper whatchamacallit. They seriously did that.
I have a shotgun with 40-round clips. I'll shoot them. I think I can handle myself.
Hey, it's your ass, not mine on the line. Whole area's gone to hell. Us crate rats used to think the Ebbside strikers were awful, with all the muggings and shakedowns, but now that they're on the ropes, kinda wish they weren't just holed up in Madame Sauvage's. Streets are getting bad. Real bad.
So these strikers are better?
I mean, yeah, they'll rob you blind, but at least they let you live. They're bad news, but compared to disciples, positive angels.
I might check these guys out.
Well, you'll find them at Madame Sauvage's. They're always holding auditions, as they call it. Looking for new blood. So, for being so helpful, chance for a donation. Come on, might be saving my life. What with the disciples and all. You have a heart.
I'll have some of theirs. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, thanks. Look, I mean it. Go back to the plaza. Ain't nothing but shit and misery over here.
Thanks, but since we only have about 11 minutes left, I'm going to finish off the quest that I have, since I was already on my way back to talk to the guy. Although, obviously, I get the feeling there's more to do in Neon.
Hey there. Welcome to the Emporium.
I took care of Headlock. He won't be messing with you anymore.
Oh my. Now that is a true relief. I thought I would never be rid of him. I'm not one to get involved with the rabble, so I'm glad you came along when you did. Thank you for your help.
100 XP and 3,000 credits.
It was good, man. Have a heart. I can't pay right now, but I'll spot you next time, okay? Do I look like an idiot? Tell me, do I have a sign that says idiot?
Let's see, what else do we have here? Find Felix.
To my back.
Well, one of the things I like about this game is that you can hear people on the street commenting about...
Security's got its eyes on Saburo Akadiko. That guy's trouble for the
making comments about things you've done. For instance, I know you noticed that comment about... oh, great, and another quest just popped up. But talking about how they haven't seen a lot of heat leeches around lately.
Inside's a bad place for tourists these days.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. Warehouse 1.
I need some help here!
Them recruits making stupid moves. Oh, you're going to regret this.
You were awesome! Did you see yourself? Those Seoka Syndicate freaks had no chance! Yannick came through! That asshole rescued his boy! Tell him I won't forget, we are tight!
Yannick's operation is in trouble. You have to get off-world for your own safety.
What? Yannick's firing me? That's what this is? Off-world? Just pack up and go? No, that can't be right. I mean, Yannick's screwed without me. We had big plans. Big! Tell you what. Screw Yannick. I hope the Syndicate string him up and execute the bastard. And screw you too. Yeah.
You understand I'm saving your life?
Oh, I feel so honored to know you and how you're saving me from my own damn life.
Just go.
You expect me to just... I mean, after what you did to all the... All right! Sheesh. I'm leaving. Tell Yannick I'll miss him. Or maybe not.
And now we go back and speak to Yannick. Don't know how he's going to get off world if he doesn't have any credits, but I'm sure he'll figure something out.
Hey, keep your nose clean. Last thing I want is B&E, or heaven forbid, MMS. But at least then we wouldn't have to worry about the BOP. Am I right?
Well, at least I'm not worried about alphabet soup. You've got that covered.
Inside's a bad place for tourists.
You want to see how short my temper is?
I didn't say a word to you.
Because everything you've heard is true.
What's up?
Time to get blended? You deal with Felix yet? I'm sure it was a great pleasure.
Any idea why the syndicate was at the warehouse?
Shit! No, I do not. But I will find out.
Consider him out of the picture.
You get results. Like me. Well, hopefully not too much like me, right? So, now, new business plan. Where I am the boss and you're my capable and well-rewarded underling, yeah? Yannick's blend is running low. Soon there will be angry customer, and that's bad for business. What we need is Aurora. And there's only one place to get that. Xenofresh Fisheries. Nasher worked there and had a secret contact. Even secret from me, his good friend, who supplied the Aurora.
I don't know how I'll find the
I
contact.
have a plan for that. So, it is time for you to become a productive member of society and get a job at Xenofresh.
How about no?
And
Is
here
no good
are
for you?
some superb and very legitimate credentials. And your new name is Riley Chernyshevsky. Ah, nice to meet you, Riley. So you apply there to work in production. Oh, you know how to make amp, yes? Simple recipe. They expect applicants to know basic chemistry.
Pretty much anyone can make amp. So can I.
Of course you can. So you need to put on your best suit, Riley, and make a good impression. Neshar's contact should be looking for someone like you. So find them. Then we line up more Aurora and profits will flow.
10,300 credits. And a new mission, fishy business. Goody goody.
Ah, here for some blend? Can't blame you. Best drink in the settled system.
Well, it looks like I'm following this quest chain. At least you didn't dislike it. But that's where I'm going to leave it this time, because we only have about 3 minutes left in the stream. So okay. So, again, I want to thank you all for coming. I appreciate the support. Those who are new to the channel, another reminder, you know what to do if you want to support the channel. Smash the like button and subscribe for notifications. Have a great rest of your day. See you for the next one.